Today in our / malicious compliance. Never cheat for your child. I've been following this thread for some time, and I just have to say I absolutely love the stories. Here, I was hoping I could make a contribution. Then I remembered this little incident from back in my high school days. Hope you guys like it. It sort of spills over to different topics, including rental parents, pet revenge, and rental kids, so I've also posted this story there with this little disclaimer in case you've seen this or this story sounds familiar anyway on with the story. So back in high school, I was classmates with a kid who, well, wasn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. Take note, we were sophomores grade 10. By now, so our batch had been together for 10 years. It's a small private school, so we were all pretty tight-knit. However, his mom believed he was the perfect little angel who would outshine everyone else. In reality, he only got those since his mom would bribe their way through the system to let the kid have the benefits, i.e. instead of trying out, mom would pay their way into sports teams, so he'd get credit only for him to be benched the entire game. The worst part was that as years went by, and to this day, honestly, the kid bought into his mom's narrative and believed he was superior to many of us, with the mom making many outlandish claims. Among these tactics was something I'd noticed for a while. See, in the Philippines, instead of dividing the academic year in semesters, we had quarters, and within each quarter we had 2 major long tests. Henceforth, I'll be referring to as LS and after each quarter we had a quarterly exam. Henceforth, I'll be referring to as KES. As each quarter progresses, the KES would aggregate lessons from the quarters that had passed, along with that quarter's lessons. Anyway, for some time now, our class had noticed that this kid would call sick on the day of major exams, and then the mom would call the kids in the higher bracket grading who were supposedly close with the kid to ask for the exact content of the tests so they could study for the retest. Now, I'm not exactly a star student, not at all, but my grades were decent enough for her to consider me within that call list. I mean, I hung out with the guy, and he was nice enough until his mom began inflating his ego. So during the third key for algebra, surprise, surprise, the kid calls in sick. Now this was pretty expected since everyone had already been betting on it. Sure enough, by evening, the mom calls me up asking exactly what was on the test. Each question and answer. I tell her off, and she starts spouting on a grades are important, and I'm just caring for the future of my child, and he deserves to be in the honor society, and you should be more charitable. Whatever, lady. By this point, I'd had enough, so I comply, but with a twist. I end up giving her all the items of our second key. Without a thought, she begins typing it down. I can hear her frantic fingers on the keyboard through the phone and begins taking down each and every word I say. Here's the kicker. Our algebra teacher did not even include lessons from past KES. She thanks me profusely and how I'm such a saint and a savior to her son. Quit the sweet talk, lady. Anyway, kid comes in, takes the test, and look, he got enough to add insult to injury. Our teacher was one who put in the numerical percentage, so we had a clear idea on how we did. Kid got a 35%. The mom confronts me and says, you lied. What you told me wasn't on the test. I played the ignorance card and said, maybe he switched it up. They never bothered me. Against he dropped from the honor society that year. People caught wind of the story and started doing the same thing. Parents, never spoon-feed your kids. It never works out well. We're in college now, and all updates on the kids' college life are non-existent. We don't even know if he's in college. Every time we have a reunion, he's evasive on the topic, despite everyone openly talking about their ups and downs on uni life. Last we heard, the mom was claiming her little Einstein was taking a double degree. We have a classmate whose uncle is a professor in the said degrees, and he said he's never heard of the kid there. So that's my story. Hope you guys liked it. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the bell, and whatever else our YouTube overlords require nowadays.